Welcome to the Hot Young Designers Club podcast.
I'm Rebecca Plum, your big sister.
And I'm Shaun Surha, your GBF.
We're not that hot or that young,
but we believe it's a state of mind that helps us build adaptable and profitable businesses.
We rely on the support of our design besties to get through each day.
So let's explore the emotional, practical, and humorous sides of being interior designers.
Welcome to the club.
Hey, Shaun.
What's up, Rebecca?
New year, new us.
But also exactly the same bullshit that we always do. So.
I'm feeling fresh as a daisy. I am ready to conquer, overcome.
It took me the whole month of January to get there.
Oh, I'm not there. I have to remember that this is now video, so
I'm
able to eat my breakfast.
For those of y'all, we are expecting to start being able to post more video because we record it all anyway. We just don't always put the video anywhere. So this is the year of Hot Young Designers Club videos making it onto YouTube, and stay tuned on
maybe Spotify.
Maybe also Spotify. That's like the one place that the process is a little different. So
I mean, other people do it.
Yeah, like the whole internet does it. So we should be able to figure it out soon enough.
The dumbest. Yeah, so I'm used to just being able to be in my Friday schlubbies. So see how this goes.
I know. It's going to have me thinking differently about it. Okay, wait, but in the same, I have to tell you this story. Like, this just happened. I got in a car accident.
Oh my God, after we were just talking about it?
You didn't? I told you in Marco Polo, but I don't think you heard it yet.
Oh,
but
no.
I rear-ended somebody.
Oh my God, we were just giving you shit about...
I was like, I haven't been in an accident since like 2014 or
but
something.
But I've been
like
in
10
like
years.
5 for tailgating. Like,
all
guys,
my
Shaun
accidents,
is a tailgater.
All my accidents except one where I got just like T-boned in when I was like 22. Every accident was me bumping someone's bumper, and never like this was pretty bad. Like
this one just now?
The one my car is gonna get totaled because the market value of my car was only like $8,500. It's a 2007 Lexus RX hybrid. Like, they warned me when my catalytic converter got stolen last year.
For the 100th
They were
time.
like, ooh, like another something that's significant is probably gonna push you into the total zone. And the agent, like, I almost always have the same adjusters and people assigned. I feel like USAA does a good job about like continuity. So if it's like the same guy, he's like, you got stolen again, like, and maybe he's just reading my notes, but like maybe he really is remembering that. And yeah, like by the time this episode comes out within a week, I could have to already have another car.
So you have a rental now?
Yeah.
And you were okay, obviously?
Yeah, I'm fine. They're fine. They're the Kia Soul that thing is just gonna need a new plastic bumper. That thing is built like a brick. The front end of my car. The bumper and the hood,
God.
like the bumper crushed like it's supposed to, but then it got to the front of the hood and it bent the hood. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's a lot of body work now at this point. So like,
I mean, do they have like some sort of rehabilitative training for
driver's
recovering?
ed? Are you talking about driver's ed? No, like literally, this is the part that I keep thinking about is how everybody kept saying, yeah, but we would just love it if you had a car that had more of the safety features. And I'm like, well, now I'll have
forces
that.
You not to tailgate. Yeah, like mine doesn't really let me.
And additionally, here's the other part of this. This is where it's like other people will be like, oh, what bad luck, whatever. For me, it's not, because literally I did not have the title in my name until I was on vacation in Hawaii that first full week of January. So there was absolutely nothing I could do even if I wanted to sell it. And it did cross my mind. And we kept talking about this stuff. But I couldn't even think about that until I had at least the title in my name post-divorce. Like,
but it's kind of good that it happened this way, right?
Honestly, I cannot wait to be rid of it, because the
house
insurance
has a leak and you get to have new floors.
And the insurance is going to give me a better... USAA is always... I've always been happy with them as an insurance agency, non-sponsored, but like they don't like piddle around on this kind of stuff. They just want to like, hey, we're going to get it done. Here's the number. We're going to do this. The number they're going to give me to pay it out is definitely gonna be better than if I had gone to, like, a private party or a dealer trade-in. 'Cause it's
Claire is
always, like,
going to
half,
die.
like, Claire, oh, I put it in that Marco Polo. She's gonna freaking have a fit, like
She's never getting in a car with you again.
but and you know what? Fair, I've never said I'm, like, the best driver. I've never even I'm always just
Do
like,
you think it's
"Well,
like an
I'll
impatience
drive," like
thing? Like, what is that?
honestly, I don't know. I've never analyzed it to that degree. But, like, when I tell you that I have my entire adult life driving has been like,
I
it
do
could
think
be
it's
depth
like
perception, it could be, like, impatience, it could be me judging what other drivers are doing further up and not the one who's immediately in front of me that's a
I
pattern I
do think
do
it's probably how
notice,
you
like
learned. Like, I had a friend in college that drove like that, and it drove me crazy. She also lived in LA, so I don't know if it's just, like, you're used to being, like, close proximity with other cars as well when
yeah.
you're in traffic all the time, but
And you're also I do spend a lot of time judging all the other cars around
you don't
as
want,
as
like,
a
someone to
defense.
sneak in.
I don't really care about that as much now. I don't think I learned the appropriate amount of distance to provide. And obviously none of my accents have ever taught me. So I can't wait for self-driving cars.
I mean, I have one. It's
I
kinda nice.
honestly have I believe in my spirit that I was meant to be I wish that Los Angeles could have a public transportation system like New York or Chicago or another global city, even freaking the
They
BART in San
did. They
Francisco. I know
abandoned
the
it.
car industry killed it. Yeah. So like for me, that would be optimal. Like if I could turn my 30-minute drive from one end of Long Beach down to the other into just, oh, I'll walk 2 blocks over to the train and hop down and be there in 15 minutes, like
Yeah, and watch
ideal.
TikTok the whole time.
Ideal. But anyway, here's what I'm happy about. That was my ex-husband's car. Good riddance.
Yeah.
Like, and he fucked
First
around with stuff on the title at the end and it took forever. And then it's like, you know what? That's okay. That car served me so good. I said thank you to it yesterday when I picked up all the stuff out of it at the tow yard.
she had a good run.
It's 2007 and it was I mean, it sucks I just put new tires on it back in like November, but whatever. Like it's just money. It's just stuff. At least I'm fine, the other driver's fine, their car's fine. I have insurance, I have rental coverage, I had roadside assistance, like all the stuff you pay for when you really want it, like is easy. And it's the first time I got to light a road flare
You had one?
because yeah, I have a road flare. You don't keep a road flare in your car?
Fuck no.
Rebecca, okay, I'm gonna get you a little roadside. Well, I don't think I can ship a road flare. Can I? Anyway, we'll
I
figure
mean, I'm
that
sure
out.
my husband
You have access to road flares. What the heck?
but
Why
he's
would you?
never said I should have one. He's just like, "Get out of the road." Like,
But see, and that was the thing is because the panels of the front pushed into my doors and the wheel locks up because you're. Oh God, I'm gonna tell you this. It's gonna make it worse. My airbag went off. But I didn't touch any. Like it was just like hard enough that it was like we should do this. And even the public safety person who came to like wait for the tow with me because I was like on a 4-lane road and the 2 lanes I was on, I was kind of blocking one of them. Anyway,
road flare.
I lit the road flare because they were like, we can't be there right away. And it was right at that like 4:45. And that street people fly like 60 miles an hour in a 40. So I had the hazards on, but it kind of looks like you're slowing down to
Yeah,
get to the
no, it's
intersection.
dangerous.
So I had that out. So that actually I've never lit a road flare before. So that was kind of like my
Who
own little
has?
what's that moment in where they're on the
Besides
prison?
my
No,
highway
they're like
patrol
waving.
husband.
What is that movie where they're like breaking out of a like prison or whatever and then they're waving it for the helicopter to come and it's like on Alcatraz? Please tell me do you guys know what I'm talking about? I swear it's like
Shawshank Redemption? I probably didn't see it.
is it The Rock?
Maybe. It's the only Alcatraz movie I know.
I'm
Escape from
literally
Alcatraz? That's old, though.
but like there's like and they're like standing on the top like waving a road flare, waving a flare. Anyway, that's not I wasn't waving it. Because they tell you not to do that because that's, don't leave a big giant burning match above your head and wave it around kind of energy, but like
Alright, well, let's move on.
yeah,
I'm sorry that you got in an accident. I can't believe we were just
thank
talking about
you.
that.
Wait, am I thinking of Jurassic Park?
Maybe.
They wave that flare in front of the T-Rex. But anyway, so I'll be starting the new year with a new car. And even though I didn't plan on that, I just thought my approach is I can choose to bring the excitement of new car energy and new car shopping the same way it was if it had been planned. I could bring that same energy if I choose to the unplanned one and
I
just
think
be
it's
like,
more
how
exciting.
exciting. I get to have a new car.
I
And
think it's
sure,
more
it's
exciting because you don't have to decide.
yeah, like it wasn't like I had any trepidation getting here. It was like, hey, this is a decision you're now gonna make. So yeah, I'll let you know how that works out. I'll keep you guys posted. Stay tuned.
Okay. Sorry, it's
Yeah.
Grand Central Station here today. Okay, I don't know. What else is going on? I feel like this month is like that 1 out of 5 weekers. That's been like the longest month ever, but also where does the time go every single day?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
well, we're gonna have another talk where we just went on a retreat last week.
Yes.
So we're not gonna get too much into the nitty-gritty, though I know a lot of listeners saw us there because we had some very special guests, and we
Well,
have a lot to talk
well,
about.
yeah. So it's not like a secret. We had a retreat organized with Renee Bush from Tandem and Brooke Stoll, and we'll talk more about that. But Claire, your you're like our friend and also your business partner was on the retreat with us, and she's coming on the show in a guest episode after this episode, and we wanted to wait to talk more about that because she's there with us. So
Yeah.
you will hear more about that, but we can't like not. Some of the stuff overlaps with today just a little bit.
Yeah, well, I just wanted to say, so, like, a lot of my end of year planning, I kind of just basically had a wish list of all the things that I was struggling with and pain points and things I hated. A lot around processes. Of this is not new information to me, but I when I hired my studio coordinator, she came on, like, officially in November. It just shines such a light on the things that are in your head and you need to jot down or have consistency.
Yes, yeah.
I knew all that was already, true, and I just brought her on as a way also to help me actually do it. Because, I mean, the way my brain works, it's like there's a lot going on up there, and I can create a new version of something every time. Like, it's kind of what I'd like. Like, I don't like to do the same work twice. I don't like to use the same paint color twice. Like,
Yeah,
definitely not tile. Like, I like everything new every time, but that's not the way to run a
a
great
business.
profitable business. Yeah, I just gotta, like, put that in the creative zone only and not in the
Like, "Ooh, a new looking proposal would be fun," and you're like, "Yeah,
no,
I
I
hear you,
design
it
it
would
every
be."
time.
Like, yeah,
I redesign it every time.
it would be fun, you're right, but that's also part of you is, like, maybe the first version wasn't
No, yeah, I
completely
iterate.
done
Yeah,
or
I
yeah.
iterate every time too. So there's just some things that I was just kind of stuck on or not like I wasn't trusting myself to like dig in correctly on. So I feel like for instance, I haven't had a project management system. Like I use Studio Designer for financials, but I haven't had like a task thing.
Yeah, I agree,
Um
we use Asana for the show, and it is way more complex and complicated the way it's built out for us because there is more team support for it than I think it would need to be for most design
It's also
studios,
when
like,
it's just me, like, "Oh, what am I gonna
it's
write myself a to-do and then check it
assign
later?" I
myself
mean,
yeah,
yes, that's what you're supposed to do, but, like, it's
assign
just
yourself tasks, yeah.
it just isn't it just seems like another thing to do just so I can check it off. I don't know. So,
I don't disagree with you 100%. I don't use it much for my Renstead stuff in there. It's more of like, here's a reminder of, like, steps, but I don't, like, assign myself a bunch of
like,
steps.
download the contract, put it in the Google Drive, like,
No, for me, it's more like weekly. Okay, here you need to reconcile this. Like it's Monday is when you're like for me, it repeats
just, like,
that task. It's
reminders.
like
Yeah.
Monday reminder, Tuesday. It's more like a task list than I shouldn't say task list, a to do list maybe more than a
Process.
SOP.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's. I don't treat it as like step one. Say thank you to the client. Step two, which if you
Make
had a
sure the
firm,
money came in. Yeah.
right, and if you have people, then yes, they need to know that until they memorize it, but it's harder when you're the only one doing it anyway, so I agree with you.
So but, yeah, like, if you don't build the system, it's really hard to hire somebody
Uh-huh.
and make them not feel crazy or make them feel
That's a great goal.
micromanaged. Yeah, like, I mean, I've told Sam, like, "Okay, I'm going to be micromanaging you, but I don't want to. Like, I
Like,
just have
please don't
to."
make me do this.
No,
Like,
but I have to because nothing's written down yet to where, like, I feel either of us feel confident for her just to go, you know?
I feel that.
So my biggest thing I did this week was I committed to base camp.
Okay.
Thank you, Brookstall.
Congrats.
Yeah. Um, I used to use it in my agency life like 15 years ago, and I just didn't think it was gonna be what I needed, and she was showing us some of her templates and just some of the ways she was using it, and I was like, "Oh, wait, I think I just need it simpler." Like, I just think I need everything simpler, but with a little bit of sophistication to where, like, templates can be created and assignments and dates, like, but I don't think I needed nested stuff, like, I know I didn't like that.
Yeah.
So, I set up my I set up my first kind of I'm doing my templates in stages. So, I'm building out the process one phase at a time, basically, as I'm flying the plane, because I have new projects kind of starting. So, I'm like, "Okay, I'm really gonna dig into this
I'm
right
gonna,
now
like, push myself on it.
and document step by step." So,
Okay.
that's been really great, and then it just everything spirals though, like, "Oh, I need to dig in on my my lead stuff, and I needed a new investment guide, and now I have to spend 2 days designing that, and
Yes.
now I need a new welcome guide because I haven't been using that." And
And you're putting more steps down that relate to those things. So it's like,
yeah.
okay, one more update, one more. And yeah, you had good advice for me because I'm seeing that stuff too. And you were like, just stay focused on what the client sees first and then work your way down the train type of energy because it's like, it doesn't matter what your investment guide says until people are calling you. Like,
Right, and then
get
it
if you have a guide
matters.
that's out there that's running, keep the guide running until you can get the rest because, like, the overall impact of, like, I don't know how many discovery calls you're doing, but, like, in theory, you're not doing that many touch points with people that they know or care about that stuff early. It's like once they get into it, then it matters more, right?
Well, and I'm trying not to well, my issue is I have been doing too many discovery calls, and I'm trying to do less.
Yeah.
So, that and I was doing a lot with people that were just they're just a consultation person, you know?
Like,
Just
they
book a
wanna
consultation, I
ask.
don't need to talk to you.
Yeah. So you're spending a
Um,
lot of time on people who you know wouldn't be full service anyway.
yeah. And
Yeah,
but I'm
okay.
not giving them information for them to even know that, so this week, I fully finished my investment guide as of, like, yesterday. I started
I would just say if it's retreat related, we probably save it with Claire's conversation, right? And then if it's goal related is kind of what we thought we were going to talk more about
okay.
today, like 3 things for the new
Yeah.
year kind of vibe.
Yeah, I feel good. I'm maximizing my Dipsado, which I have not been utilizing. So, but it's just a lot. So, Sam and I have been very in the weeds, but she's actually really excited because
Wait, tell everybody again what Sam's role is in case they forgot what she's doing with you now.
she's studio coordinator, so non-design. I really just want to be able to I mean, my first
Design.
goal is to simplify roles and processes, and my biggest thing is to remove me as a bottleneck in certain
Okay.
things, a lot of things. So, yeah, that I
Yeah.
can just be the one that has the main milestone touch points with clients, like presentations and
Uh-huh.
kickoffs and selling, but stay more in the design. So, she actually took like a vetting phone call, like which was really amazing this
Ooh.
week. Somebody called my Google Voice number, like, what in the world? The audacity.
What do you mean? Like, you don't want them to call that
No, I
number
want them to
or
fill out my form on my website. But so we
Oh,
had to call her back,
okay.
but then she still hasn't filled it out. So whatever. Yeah,
That's
so it's a lot.
I have my Google Voice, and I never really
It's always spam. So I just happened to look. I'm like, oh wait, this is a real person.
I know. You know what I'm afraid of? I saw that on who mentioned oh, you know who mentioned it? It was Renee Bush who mentioned it while on the retreat. She said she made it so that way everybody who's an unknown number automatically goes to voicemail on her phone. And I thought, if I haven't saved a client or a contractor or somebody, is it real? Like, I hardly answer them anyway if it's an unknown number. So then is it really that bad to just automatically have an unknown number go to voicemail? But then it's like, for
Most of mine aren't unknown
emergencies,
though. You mean
yeah,
not in your contacts?
yeah, like someone who's not in your contacts. Like it
Mm.
would basically, there's like a feature in the apps on the iPhone where if someone's not saved in your phone, it automatically just forwards them to your voicemail. And I was like, maybe. But then I start to get paranoid, but I thought about it and I'm like, I don't answer unknown numbers anyway, unless I'm expecting something, in which case I can look at the voicemail and call them right back. If it's like an emergency or some number I didn't save, I'm not, I'm usually not answering them anyway.
No, yeah.
So then
Yeah, I would
would
do
it
that.
be so bad to just not see them calling up? Like, not doesn't even pop up, just directs it right there. Like that could be kind of a flex of just, I'm not
I don't
bothered
even think
now.
my Google Voice come into my phone anymore because there was so much spam on it.
Anyway,
Okay, well, to kick off our 2026 goals, then to sum it up, remove myself as a bottleneck and create a repeatable client journey that I
mhm.
am not part of every single step. That would
Yeah.
feel so nice
Oh, that's like a winning
for me and the clients. Like,
that's a winning strategy.
I mean, I think it's business 101, but yeah.
Well, and I mean, I hear you. I would just the yes and of it all is also when you say that this is the type of stuff that happens for all businesses where like the thing that puts you in the way at like Studio Plum could be very different than other studios. Like their thing could be getting invoices out and yours could be
That's
getting
mine
stuck.
too.
Well, okay,
I have
fair.
that too.
But like what if your thing was like, oh yeah, if you let me get in the way during revisions, I'm gonna slow everything down 40 times and 40 minutes and so on. And 1 second, give me Heather, how's it going?
Thanks. No problem. You did.
You know what it is? It's the swag that I couldn't take home from the trip. It's my box of my swag that was there from our retreat that I packed like 100% to capacity and had no room for my swag.
For like one little notebook.
For and a sweat and a matching sweatsuit set.
Oh, right.
Had no room for that. Anyway,
Goals. Do you want to talk about your first one?
yeah, okay, so this one is more of a like it has to do kind of around time blocking, which is why it is a business goal, is that I have already preemptively put my for like once I should say once per quarter, I have already blocked out a 1 week vacation in my annual calendar. So they could shift, but I put them there because I'm terrible about making sure that I give myself that time and
Mm.
plan for that time. It was usually like, let me just toss in time off while I can, or I'm going to lose my mind. And so it was a much more proactive approach to do that this year, and I've, like, pre-blocked that time that I know I always want anyway, like common holidays and time between my birthday and the New Year and the vacations, like, once per quarter. I never would proactively block them. I would just try to plop them in and then end up having to work during them. So, time blocking, it's kind of like a big category that includes blocking my vacations, but I've also, um changed my work hour access and limited those. Like discovery calls are now only Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm no longer going out to meetings on Mondays and Fridays. Wednesdays are kind of a flex where it could be used for meetings, but it's not going to be for any discovery call or initial consultations. It's only going to be my
Yeah.
existing client work on Wednesdays. So Tuesdays and Thursdays could be my existing client meetings or new client meetings. But
Yeah.
otherwise, nothing, and no meetings after 3 p.m. Nothing, everything has to be done by 3 p.m. is the way I'm blocking the time, because I truly do hate that feeling at like 4 o'clock when a meeting's ending, or 4:30. I've had some, and I'm just fried. Like there's no room in my brain to even finish organizing any thoughts, because I'm just like, get me out of here. I'm so tired. So that I feel like is a solid place to be coming in on, like some ways to organize my time better and
Yeah,
plan out
just
my
see
time
how it
better.
feels. I
But
know, I always
like
like having
vacation and
meetings late
time
in the
off is the
day.
thing of it.
I like pushing meetings later in the day because then it gives me the
The
I
morning.
just don't like my day broken up, and then once I'm home, it's like, ugh, the day's over.
Yeah, like for me, my optimism for that 3 o'clock is like, okay, that'll give me time to like clean up. Like, let's say I have a big meeting here at my office and I do a big presentation. That gives me time to finish cleaning up a few things, organizing some stuff, assign a few things in Asana if I need to, or just like have a slow wrap up where I don't walk in the next morning to just the pandemonium of a presentation still being out on the conference table. Like, that's a
Sure.
nice energy, so if I protect it better, and also, like, we all know we're exhausted at the end of a meeting day or presentation day, and I'm trying to, like, I guess, plan for what I know my nervous system needs more proactively, and I think
But do
that
you let
is
clients schedule on your calendar?
I had links, in Acuity that were, like, private hyperlinks that I could send. I had a 90 no. I had a 2 hour, 3 hour, and 4 hour presentation, like, block where you could just, like, click the
4
link and it would
hours.
show where, I mean, 4 hours goes fast, like, if you're doing a
I would
lot of rooms, I mean,
I
I don't
know,
wanna
but
be in there that long, but I also feel like, okay, if I'm at 3, like, 4 is not wild,
no, I just don't
like,
think my clients would wanna do that.
no, I don't think most clients would want it to do that. So I used to have those as a way to just make it easier for them to find the day. And now that's changing to like a I'm in control. Here are your options. Like it's this, or this, and that's it. Like more
Yeah.
limited. When I email them, it's gonna be only Tuesdays. It's like Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday options only, and everything ends by 3. It makes it really easy to send that to them of like, hey, so you're looking at the 3rd week of February, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday between, 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. And it's just like, these are the times I've blocked for you to have access to that time.
Yeah,
Pick the
I've
start time
been
that works for you. Like,
doing that. I've now, like, narrowed mine out to where virtual consultations are only available on Tuesdays. I think my discovery Zooms will be I'll have a little more availability for those because they'll probably be better vetted client
yeah, I could see
potentials.
that.
And then Wednesdays are in person, but I'm limiting how many of those I do this
Mhm.
year. And I've been just picking the dates and the times and seeing if clients can do it. I hate it back and forth. I'm
I know.
also really excited because Sam's going to be doing that. So that's just like one thing of like give the client a better experience and get me out of the way.
Mhm.
Like that's like the mantra.
I see that. I feel that.
And most of the time, if it's like 4 to 6 weeks out, most clients, unless they're traveling, will accommodate, I find. So they're excited, they were like, give me my slot.
They want to schedule it and they'll move things
Yeah.
around. And I think that's been part of it is it's not my job to accommodate everything. Like,
Well,
truly, it's not I need to be accommodating, but it's not
oh,
every
yeah.
accommodation. Like, I can't do everything. So,
No, I
I'm
mean, there just
leaning
needs to
into
be a
that.
starting point, but I don't know. There gets to this point though, and it's gonna be different for everybody, but
Yeah.
we are running a luxury service, like, we do it can't be, like, the prima donna of it all.
Yeah, and I think that's where it's like, "Oh, this isn't like some weird neuroticism that I have about a day I do a
No.
meeting or whatever." It's just like, "Hey, I already booked all the other times." Like, the point of the time blocking is that I've already blocked out that other time for those things, and these are the windows that were already available to you. And if a client were to ever come back and go, "Ooh, geesh, none of those really work for us," okay, then we'd have a different conversation.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna be immovable, but it is a very freeing feeling
Well, it's
already to
easier to
have.
have a framework, yeah.
And I built the slots for that into my calendar, so there's, like, some color block that's they show as available on my side, but they are more there as, like, visual blocks to show me, like, "Hey, remember, this is your available meeting time, and if you book something during that, like, you're eating that time." So it's like the 10 to 3 slot is colored on my calendar so I can remind myself, like, "Hey, don't book on top of this if this is the time you're offering for meetings and presentations. It's not the time to book a haircut. It's not a time to book that." That kind of stuff I'm moving to my Friday afternoons because my ultimate goal is to get to a place where Fridays can just be dedicated to the podcast and you and I and, other fun stuff we wanna do instead of 3 o'clock on a Friday, I'm still doing, like, revision Zoom meetings with a client. Like, I don't wanna do that anymore. It's not productive, certainly. It's not, like, the best
No,
day to do
yeah.
it.
I think I think it's funny because I realize, like, that's where my natural workaholism, like,
Yeah.
protects me a little bit in the work realm. Like, I never book personal appointments during the day if I can avoid it, or if I do, it's in the morning or the last thing. Like, I have a 4 o'clock doctor's appointment or dentist appointment next week, which is gonna be so annoying, but
Oh,
it makes me feel better. Like, I don't get as stressed when I feel like my day is broken up, right in the middle like
yeah.
that. So,
Okay.
good.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that.
Um, okay, my second goal of the year,
Are you gonna
the
wait, is it, like, something you're having trouble saying out loud or
kind of, it's not that big
Ooh,
of a deal, but,
okay.
so, you hire help, you get so, like, it's not 100% there, but, like, I see the future where a large chunk of admin stuff is off my plate.
Yes.
So, now I'm just seeing, like, I've been working on pipeline things from our retreat. I think we'll talk about that more later, but I realize, like, when I'm trying to set out these presentation milestone dates, like, I am the bottleneck, everything design, and
Yes.
I'm always going to be unless I get help with design. Like, Sam
Yes.
has interests and she'll do stuff here and there, but I do wanna keep her pretty focused so she can, be the expert in her world. So my goal is to hire design help.
Okay.
The design assistant probably, I think just part-time, but if I don't know, that might happen soon, honestly.
Like, getting design help?
Uh-huh. Huh. Because I am, like, have proposals to write, and I don't know what to tell these people because right now I'm, like, booking presentations into April, and that just feels so slow. It's
I
not
mean,
1 every
it's
2 weeks, so thr
February, March,
2
and you're already in April. So,
that's
yeah,
2
you're
full presentations, which there's a lot of rooms in each of them, and 1 concept presentation. Like, it just is pushing me. My
further out.
time is just too or too stretched out. So, but
And
I'm
part of
trying to
that is
take care of myself.
you're onboarding some people, right? You're onboarding projects right now too at year beginning, and they're all hammering each other at the same time, like
I've
design-wise right now.
I have 2 in active design that I'm trying not to, like, overlap
Too
too
much.
intensively, like my intense
Yeah.
time phases. And then I have one more who's like, "When is you're giving me my proposal?" And I'm
Any day now, promise. Like,
like, I have to do it today. Oh, actually, one of
okay.
my current clients, I owe a proposal because they added so much scope. So,
Ooh.
which is exciting, like, it's all great, but I just, like, look at that pipeline document that we worked on and, like,
When do you
okay,
meet with
like, there's no, like, fudging this, like, I can't take less than 6 weeks for designing 7 rooms, like
No. No, already I was
plus
thinking you'd need.
concept.
Yeah, so I hear you, and which that's where the bottleneck is. Are you thinking it's gonna be, like, freelance creative for
I don't
now, just to get
know.
past that hurdle? Because then you could do project basis.
I don't know, I've never had anyone design with me, so I think it's somebody that needs to get to know me and my process. So I will outsource drawings and stuff like that, but I need
I
somebody
could
to just
s
help me starting to pull things together so I can like come and do review more instead of
Mhm.
inventing every single step of the way.
Yeah, creative direction is more what I hear, like, you wanna be involved and you're still going to be. Like, if
Oh,
they
I'm
bring
gonna
you
be a
3
lot.
tile
Like,
options, if the right person brought you 3 tile options, you'd be like, "Ooh, this is a cool start. What if it was this? Because what you brought me showed me this other idea." Like, you need someone to help get that moving where they're like, "I hear you. I'll go to Fire Clay and handle what we need,"
yeah, or
or,
like
"I'll do a mock-up." Like,
we're looking for a green tile, like go pull them. Like I just want to be able to break off small things at
yeah,
least at this point.
yeah.
So, I don't know. I honestly think here I'm saying it. I might just need to start doing that. I don't know that I'm fully able to afford it, but I know that the faster I can turn out projects, the
Move.
faster I can take on new ones. So,
So this relates to the other thing that I'm doing, and maybe this is a helpful way because you haven't we've been talking about this idea since I was at the Design Biz retreat with Rick Campos in October of last year. And one of the speakers was a CFO who does fractional CFO. Her name's Lindsay Head. And she was the reason I started talking to my CPA about doing the cash forecasting for Renstead because they don't my CPA is normally pretty separated for the most part from like the bookkeeping and kind of day-to-day parts of my business.
yeah.
And they're usually involved like quarterly and annually, like estimated taxes, that kind of stuff. But like this is new and the cash forecasting matches with what you're talking about project bandwidth where like they because you're flat fee for the most part now. So that would mean that you could, provided a start date, you would then know in theory when your milestone payments would hit, right? Like
Yeah.
if you assigned
I
a
put
start
it, that's all
date.
in my contract. So, yeah.
Yeah. So if you said, okay, that first blank is April 1st, and then it's say mid-May is the next presentation, that's the next payment. Like you could kind of map out your own cash forecasting just on design fees, and it would tell you if you'll have enough
So,
to
this
pay
last
for that
time,
person,
so
right?
I used to do, depending on how big the project is, I kind of have done it different ways every time. Another non-repeatable process, but, it kind of is
Relatable.
so I just need to make that spelled out. If it's under 10K, then it's 2 payments. If it's I don't know, whatever. So this last one was kind
Yeah,
of a
okay.
bigger design fee, so I did 40% deposit and then 3 consecutive months I split up the last 60%. So I didn't tie it to a
Wait, say it
deliverable.
again. Say it again. You did.
So before I used to do design or deposit on signing and then another maybe half at design presentation and then the last half at documentation delivery.
Yeah, like here's your big binder. Like now you owe me.
Yeah.
Okay.
But on a retreat it came up, I think Renee said she doesn't like tying to deliverables because what if that deliverable drags on or like there's tons of revisions on the construction I don't know, something. So then you
Yeah.
just don't get paid and you can't foresee
Y-
that profit like
You
you
don't know
or
when
that
that money's coming.
income.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this time I did 40% down and then I gave it a month buffer and then a monthly I split the last 60% into 3 payments. So I'll know for 3 months for, in this case, it'll be March, April, May. I know what those payments are. And it
So what
doesn't
you're
really matter when I deliver.
so if it was like a $10,000 design fee, they're going to give you 4,000 upfront to retain it. And then the remaining 6,000 would be broken across 3 months. So essentially
Yeah.
it's going to break up after the first month, because the first month is when they're giving you the retainer of the 4,000,
But it was
for
like a
example. And
$50,000
then it'll be like
retainer.
2, 2, and 2 in, so across 4 months, you're making sure that you collected all of it.
Yeah.
Okay. Honestly, it does make it really
Because
easy
what
to
if they
see
postpone
30,
the
60, 90. Like you could see all those
Yeah.
payments. Yeah.
And if they postpone the presentation for some reason, or
You still
that
are
keeps
getting,
getting pushed off and I'm not
you're like, I'm
getting paid,
ready.
but I
I
did the
had it.
work. Yeah.
Hmm.
So, yeah, so I feel good about that. And that was so yeah, now I know what I do have coming in through May, at least for that project, plus like estimating any other project management stuff and
Do your
hopefully new
numbers.
projects.
Yeah, that's why I'm already trying to think like there must be within those numbers some of that could be shaved off. It just depends on overhead. Like that's what you would like. It's not just the revenue projection or the income projection. It's also after your carrying costs, how much is left for you to bring on that next team member.
Oh,
If you need that person, in theory, that's what's going to show you how far of a ramp you have. That like, ooh, I could bring someone in starting in March, but if I don't get new stuff by July, that person can't stay with me, is kind of the decision-making tool that you needed to feel like you could bring those people in and you're still paying for them.
yeah. I mean,
Ooh.
we did a lot of that at the
Yeah.
retreat. So,
Yeah. Cash forecasting was my thing that I had already initiated with my CPA before end of year. After that retreat was like, nope, I obviously need to get clearer on my like accounts payable and accounts receivable and my design fee scheduling of like when work will be done and paid. And a big part of that for me is also why I've leaned in harder on new work starting in like October of last year. New work is all flat rate for the major design portions, and then
Mhm.
project management and that other stuff is hourly, because I that was my CPA saying, well, it's going to be really hard if I don't have a really like exact number of hours per week that are billable per project, then it gets harder and harder for me to help you create that projection. So I need data both ways, but like either the hours are going to be pretty consistent every week and we can predict that, or
Yeah.
I need to get your design fees predictable per week or per month. So we opted towards, yes, I'm still tracking the time. So I have references internally, but I need to move. For now, the experiment is move to flat so I can predict that cash flow more accurately. And like, honestly, it's one of the reasons why even going into January, I felt such a sense of relief, because I knew I had some ramp time.
Yeah.
And so when I got in a car accident, I'm like, well, I know I have the time to go take care of this. And I know like I came back from my vacation and I was not feeling really well. I had kind of a cold. And that already was like, you have time. Look at your schedule. Look at your cash flow. You already know you have money coming in. That, I mean, there is going to be more work. I'm going to have to be communicating more often to my CPA of like, hey, I'm putting together this proposal with these dates, like keeping them updated every Monday is kind of what we agreed on of, hey, I signed a new project last week. And then like what you were saying, that example is like, I have to be able to say on this date is when I anticipate the retainer, on this date is when this size of the next payment is due, and so on and so forth. So that way they can build it into my forecasting.
Think about the
Um,
way that I am doing it though, because I kind of think I like it because it's in a predictable pattern that I can control.
yeah, no, there is something interesting about that
And I
idea. So
gave
I
it
do
a
want to
skip. I
talk
don't
more
know if
about that.
I don't know if this was right, but I did give a skip month because I'm not really starting them until end of February, so I'm not making them start paying again until March.
Yeah, the idea of
and I'm kind of
Are
getting a deposit, like a little bit of a hold,
so you're doing it as a sliding month. So if like let's just say for example they signed on February 15th, their next payment isn't going to be till after March 15th or March 15th
I
or
just did it
after or
based on
something.
the
Like,
schedule I knew I was giving them. So they paid January 15th and their first payment is until March 1st.
oh yeah. Okay.
Because I told them, like, I really can't kick you off officially until February.
Yeah. No, and
And
that
they
feels
won't see like a
clean.
deliverable until March.
That's sort of what you're doing is kind of like when you buy a house and like no
Yeah.
matter what date your first mortgage is, it's not going to be that first month you move in. Usually it's usually like they have it start the month after and they include it as part of like
But
the closing and stuff. It's kind of what you're doing there. It's like,
yeah.
yeah, you guys are going to give me your down payment, but your first mortgage payment isn't going to be for a minute. So you have time to like get yourselves about you and see us get work
And it feels like
underway and
it's
like,
covering the work that I'm actually doing during that time in a
yeah.
way. So if I was
You're not
hitting
asked
the
out.
ground running and we were gonna really get into it right away, then maybe I wouldn't have done that. But
I like that schedule. I like the idea of not
it was it was
charging.
kind of a bigger design fee too. So it felt more manageable too.
I like the idea of giving them space, unless it was like truly like, I
I mean,
mean,
it was 10 grand and it was like but $1,500 or something. I don't know that I would have done it, but it was more than that.
yeah, I could see that. Okay. I'm down. I'm down to clown.
Yeah, so what else? Number 3, I guess. This is more of the same that I've been working on this past year, but we did more work on the retreat
Mm-hmm.
about
Mm-hmm.
refining positioning to attract ideal clients. And we did some refining over the retreat, which again, we'll get into, but I don't feel like a big aha as far as who my ideal clients are, because I felt like I did that last year, but,
After you were at Haven.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's tighter, and I think the biggest thing for me to get like, I feel like the positioning is there and out there, it can always be improved, I'm still doing that, but I think the biggest action I need to take, and I'm starting as of this month, is just vetting, and
Yeah.
communicating minimums. So when I updated my investment guide, I worked with Renee on what my project and purchasing minimums are. I felt really good about it because she actually said what I had already written down, which felt like, oh my God,
You're like,
thank
okay,
I know what
my
I'm doing.
my instincts are there. Like,
With like in 6 months, like review and see if you need to bump them up. But that's all
yeah.
depending on, if no one's calling, then don't set such a high bar. But yeah, so I think communicating that I worked really hard on my investment guide to not feel exclusionary and make people feel I know I've said this, but I get a lot of people that feel like they know me from Instagram and I want
Mm-hmm.
that. Like they're like have been supportive and everyone deserves design. So I just wanted to find a way to communicate what my limits were to take on full service projects
Yeah.
and point them in another direction, whether it's consultative work or referring to other designers, which I've been working on getting a list of that together in just a way that felt good to me and not like mean girl energy. I don't
I
know. I'm just too
know.
sensitive about that stuff.
I mean, there's
I
like,
don't
I
think
know
you're a
there's
mean girl for having
if
boundaries
yeah, if
and
people no,
minimums.
I don't think you are either. I think there is a very fine line between um
Oh, like the
there
Cole, sorry,
oh no.
that all that backlash that the what's the guy? His name's Cole that does all the red carpet, camera thing.
Wait, the slow-mo
What's it called?
camera?
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. Wait, he had backlash?
Oh my god, he just almost got canceled. I don't know if he did, but somebody
Oh,
dredged up
Malayada.
an email asking him if he could bring his what is it called? Ugh,
You're
um,
you're talking about the one that goes in a circle and they
yeah, the
right? Glam cam
glam
or
something.
okay,
God.
yeah. I think we
Yes.
know what you're talking about. So wait,
Yes.
what was the email?
someone dredged up an email from like 10 plus years ago that
Mhm.
she asked him to if he would bring it to her wedding, and he was like, "You know, this is really expensive, right? Like, it's all in writing." And he's like, basically, like, "You can't afford this." And she's like, I'm assuming it's expensive. What is the price? Like, just tell me." And it was like 300 grand or something. And she's like, "Okay." Like, he was just
Sold?
really bratty about it. That's the energy I don't want to bring because,
What you want is, "Oh my god, this is such a cool experience for your event. It costs $300,000 and
yeah, here's
we
what's
need
involved.
XYZ to do it."
We
And
need a
if that
team of people. It's like a highly technical thing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm assuming you can afford it because who am I to know?
Yeah.
So that's the energy. Like, that's what I don't want it to ever feel like. And I do think it can be kind of snooty. And I know people are like nervous to reach out, and I don't ever want people to
It
feel bad.
it can
Like,
definitely feel like an industry where, "Oh, this is such a luxury, you obviously can't afford it." And there's something about that.
and a lot of people just don't know. They reach out a lot. Like, I really don't know how much this stuff costs. I know it's probably going to be a lot, but I just want to like ask. Like,
Yeah.
I have $100,000. Can I
Can I do
read?
anything with that? Like,
Yeah, and like, yeah, that's a lot of money, but there's definitely a lot you can't do with that. So, but that's our job to educate people. So,
I agree with that, that
I put a lot
our
of information in my
role
investment
is to
guide,
make it
like
easier.
some ranges of typical rooms and just to give people some information so it's not just dismissive.
Yeah, I feel like it's a choice to want to be that way towards people, and there probably is a level. I just would find it so, if somebody had the courage to put in an inquiry, even if I'm like Amber Lewis.
I know. I mean, Jake
If
Arnold
someone
isn't doing that, like,
Yeah, like, if somebody had the courage to be like, "Well, I have no idea, but I'm gonna inquire," I definitely wouldn't want to attack someone over something they didn't know was, like, an invisible rule. So, I mean, a lot of that is, so this is funny you're saying this. My number 3 that I'm working on this year is creating clarity around my intake process, and
yeah.
so I started work on that last year, and I've decided that I am going to move away from the people being able to book a discovery call immediately on my website, that
Mhm.
it's just going to be the inquiry form. Then I have a chance to think through it or talk or ask questions or say, like, "Hey, this looks like it's really close to what our construction budgets are. And if you guys have room in your budget to expand to that level, here's a link to book your call." Or, "This sounds so exciting. We'd love to invite you to book a call with us." And like,
Okay.
that will come after.
So I've fully been mapping this out.
Already?
Yeah.
Okay.
So one thing that I've been working on as of yesterday, Sam and I went really deep, is moving to Dubsado for my calendar, which I've never done before.
Uh huh.
So now it's not live yet, but now if somebody picks an investment, like my query form has a drop down of investment.
Uh huh.
If they pick under 25,000, it's going to send one email that includes my investment guide
Uh huh.
and a link to book a consultation.
Okay. Okay.
If they pick over that, at this point, I'm just gonna have one other version that is toward booking giving them an investment guide and booking a call. So it's triggered by what amount they put.
So if they put what amount?
So if they say under 25,000 is my overall budget, then they get an email that has the investment guide, so it explains what it is, so they're not just getting a shaft.
Yeah, yeah. Like, "Oh, you're so cute. Here's our minimum." Like, it's more just like, "Hey, we're so happy to hear from you. Here's what our
Yeah.
projects look like."
Here's the investment guide. Take a look. It sounds like you might be a good fit for a consultation, but if this sounds like maybe you do want to talk full service, like let us know and we'll schedule something.
Okay.
It does not give them a link to book a call with me.
It's more like, "Reply to this email if this
Yeah.
looks like
So
where you're
Sam
headed."
will just vet that because otherwise people will just book a call. If they're saying their investment is higher, then it will give them the investment guide and a link to a call. That
Okay.
Sam and I are gonna divvy up. If it looks like somebody that's, like, iffy, she's gonna do a preliminary conversation.
So will it automatically send that?
Yeah.
So if they book wait, if it's above that amount, then they get the investment guide and the link to book the discovery call with you.
Yes.
Is there any is there an in between, like, before the actual call? Will one of you be looking over what they put
Yeah.
just to go, "Oh, maybe we should refer back to them?" Like, is there a
Yeah, her and I are gonna look at them and decide who's taking the call. 'Cause I almost
Ah,
always know if it's a good project, then I know, "Oh, I know this house is." I can always tell, but there are some
I
that are
feel that
gray.
too. Yeah,
There's some that are
yeah.
gray,
Or they
so
don't
the
give enough
right,
information.
exactly. So those she might take a initial call.
Fascinating.
So I'm really excited about it. Yeah, it's gonna be a game changer. So yeah, the intake process, I guess, is the same, and that is how I'm going to help myself reach more ideal clients because I get in the way a lot with projects that I shouldn't be spending time on. I've gotten
Yeah.
better year over year, but this is the year that it's just like, no more fucking around, girl.
Like, what I'm hearing is kind of the similarity for you and I is that we're both doing things like, for me, part of it was like, I know I need this for my nervous system. I need to pre-book my time off so my body knows when
Yeah,
I'm waiting, and I need to build in slower days when I return from vacation. And it's what that's doing is like is showing me the gaps of like, hey, bruh, you ain't gonna get close to the all Fridays off if you don't fill in that time somewhere else or with someone else on your team. Like, that's why it's helpful for me to see like the lifestyle focus of I just can't be the one holding all that weight anymore. And you're kind of doing the same thing. Like, I can't be the one holding that responsibility emotionally, even though I know tangibly I'm the one who has to make sure this gets done. Like, the buck stops with you. You don't have to be the one stopping it from happening or
it's
in the
just
way
too
of it
slow.
happening.
Like my process is just too slow.
Yeah. So you're getting people and processes there to take on that weight. So that way, when you jump in, no one was waiting on you. They're not frustrated by you. They're not annoyed that it took a 3-month lead
Exactly. And
time for something.
I'm really looking at like the way that I'm kind of doing a lot of this is this something that gives me the ick or dread to do?
Okay, okay.
And if it does, like, we gotta either cut it or offload it.
Interesting. I'm just thinking of it more because Anne asked a question in our, Facebook group for the loyal hotties from Patreon
Mm.
about, like, what are we doing about, like, ADHD and, like, how are we and some of this is like, yeah, there you probably a lot of it is, like, you gotta rebuild around the things that you know make you more productive,
Yeah.
probably, of like, "Hey, if you know you're never gonna design a project on a Monday, maybe you make sure that Mondays are for other things and you block out the days that you know you like to design." Or if your schedule is constantly full or broken up and that's what makes you not start jobs, which is frequent for people who identify with ADHD symptoms, is that it's that, "Oh, I have a 9 a.m. meeting and a 3 p.m. meeting and I can do nothing between 10 and 3." Like,
Right.
and so now you just spin in between. It's like, okay, for me, part of it was, okay, Friday afternoons are where those random things are gonna have to start going. So, like,
Yeah.
no more Tuesdays and Thursdays for that stuff. Like, it's blocked on my calendar. I can see it. When a doctor says, "Oh, I have this appointment available on a Tuesday at 12," it's like, "No, that's
Yeah,
that
unless it's an emergency,
we're
no.
moving them to a certain day now, so that way I'm, like, not frustrating myself if I do get
Yeah.
distracted or overwhelmed." And maybe that's, like, a trend that's happening for you and I too, is, like, build
And
our business around it.
there's so much of what I put off that is I don't know if emotional is the right word, but it gets stuck in this web of, like, okay, I need to write a proposal. I
Yes.
have a template. I've done this a million times. I know about what it should cost, but why am I putting it off? It's because it gets in here and it's like, oh, but then you got to figure out when your presentation date's going to be. And then you're going to look at your schedule and it's going to be so overwhelming. And you have a trip coming up in March. And then, oh my God, Cecily's going to be on spring break. What? You're now going to have
Now
to
you
push
need to
that
get
back 2 weeks.
yeah, yeah. Now you
And
need
now it's even going to be
childcare.
longer.
Like,
And then people are going to be mad that you can't start on something till May and blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm just doing this whole thing that, like, no
doesn't
one's gonna be mad or they're just not gonna like, who
they don't
cares? I
even
just need
know it's happening most of the
or, like,
time.
I just
Like,
need to not be the one where, like, someone else is, like, can just beep, boop, beep, beep, beep.
yeah, like
Okay,
this is where she is. And like
Yeah.
then you just say, "Hey Sam, reminder, I'm on vacation that
Well,
fourth
it's
week."
already blocked out, like,
Yeah, like
now we have systems in place. So,
and when you add time, she can go in and say, I see
here's
a
what I think.
project that's gonna be impacted. Let me it's
Yes.
not you trying to figure out how the dominoes all
Or
fall. You're
being, like, afraid, now I have to disappoint somebody, and yeah, it's just like, do it, I'll sign off on it, thumbs up, thumbs down, let's change this, and
yeah.
it's done, like,
And there's
something
also freedom is something that I came back with of like I've been hearing more from bigger people who are like, yeah, if my kid has a thing come up with school, I I try to ask myself when I know about it, can I still make this commitment work with my client? But if it doesn't, it doesn't. And I just say, hey guys, like in the case of like if you have a team, it's like Sam saying, hey y'all, like Rebecca's copied here. We realize there's a conflict with this. You know, she needs to take that time for something personal, or it's like a family thing that came up. Here's the dates we're suggesting instead. It's like
yeah.
all of that weight gets lifted off of you. And it is easier when someone else is asking it and
Yeah,
saying,
because if I'm putting it off because it feels like this, like, scary emotional lift, someone's gonna be
yeah.
mad at me, like, those are all the things that I struggle with.
And it's totally okay to
So,
say,
she
like,
doesn't care. She's
yeah,
not worried
but
about it.
also like clients don't. I had
They don't the client
The
normally
clients
doesn't
so
care.
I've had clients come to me and say, "Oh my god, this week was really crappy at work and we had a layoff and can we move
Yeah.
our meeting another week?" Like, "Of course, like this should be the fun part. I don't want you in my office thinking about the people who got laid off at your office. I want your headspace on your goals and your home,
Exactly.
and if our clients can do that, then we should within reason be able to do that too for
And
ourselves."
since I'm doing such a good job vetting for my ideal client, they want the best for me. So they're
Oh.
not even tripping. Like they're all great people. I mean, I've only had a couple stinkers. So
That's true. That's
um
true. You really haven't had that many that made it, harder?
not the clients. I mean, there's been a
Yeah.
couple, but for the most part, it's all me
Mhm.
doing my own spin out or vendor stuff.
Mhm,
But
mhm, mhm, mhm.
so yeah, here for that.
Dang, that feels like so much because there's not just these are really big, like, reflecting on the hotties hearing it, like bandwidth and cash flow
I
forecasting
just
and
want this all
prioritizing
done
time off and time blocking, like, these are big ideas. They're not just like "Oh, I'm just raising my rate." Like, no, it's not just like
right.
a click,
Well,
click,
you got to
here's my new
maintain it.
rate. Like, there's a lot of other stuff invested in these, but these are big things that free up a lot of stuff, and they require a lot of, like, personal fortitude is what I'm kind of picking up from a lot of this, is, like, this is a year for you and I where we're focused on hey, we know this doesn't work anymore. We're 8 years plus in now, like, it's time to change the things that we know don't work, and, like, we aren't meant to be the solution for all of these, and that
And
feels
I'll
like a
less likely be hurting other people than I will myself. Like when you're just by yourself, it's
yeah.
easier to be the one that's punished with your bad boundaries or
Yeah, or guilt,
schedules.
like, "Oh, I gotta
Yeah.
move that date. Ah, shoot, like, I
No, I'll
already did
just do
that." Like,
it.
yep, and then you're punishing yourself for work that
Uh-huh.
you want to enjoy, which is whack, like
And I'm not going to do that to another person. So I think having help, I think it's just hopefully going to solve all my problems. Ta-da!
uh,
I want all these
yay,
goals
like
accomplished though by next month. So I don't know.
I mean, I will feel really good if I can look into like May with a solid cash forecast. Like that's for me, like if I can, like my CPA is starting to build out and I kind of got them up through like March, but they're gonna look at my numbers again and make sure. And then like even that coming into Q1 with a solid like, hey, this is what it looks like, that's a huge improvement for me because you and I have both said that we did the thing where we're like, yeah, we just knew we needed to spend money on something, so we just kind of spent it. And then
Yeah.
later you go, oh, shoot, I need to bill a little bit more. And then I take on a designer on call or I
That
take
is
on
kind
some
of the nice
more.
thing about our job.
It it is,
Can
but
just
it's
make more money.
also it's yeah, like it's in theory, the hard part is like, yeah, but did you plan for that? And usually it was like I just had to do it or I got a bigger quote for styling a shoot than I planned on and I just thought, well, I'm going to pay him anyway and figure it out later, which I might still have to do, but I will go in saying, well, I was already emotionally prepared for 5 grand. So 6 grand is over my budget, but I can see my forecast and I know I can spend that extra. Or I'm negotiating with a potential new employee and my forecast tells me I can offer up to $2 an hour more or $3 more per hour than what I offered them. Like that would give me a lot of decision making power. That would make me feel more confident.
Well, and less risk averse, probably.
Yeah, and you know me and my banker thing, like, the data is what's gonna tell me I can do it, so now that my CPA is gonna be able to look at something and say, "Hey, bud, like, you might wanna think about saying yes to some consulting work in July," or, like,
Well, if
something
you don't
like
get a
that.
job.
Yeah, like, do you have any proposal like, that's what I wanted their help with was more like, "Hey, this is where we're at. Did we miss a proposal? Did we miss something you're doing? Was your product purchasing higher than what you thought it was gonna be, and maybe that bridges the gap for us?" Like, those types of questions will help because it won't be just up to me to remember
It
those
also
nuances. So I'm looking
I've
forward to it.
I tend to well, I haven't been on Instagram in a while, partly because I my pipeline is feeling good.
Yeah.
So, having the visibility, like, okay, like, May's looking light, like, then it
Yeah,
feels
yeah.
really like a clear call to action of, "You better
Like
start talking, girl."
yeah, like, do something. Get on the internet and, like,
Yeah.
start telling people what you're doing.
But god, the internet is treacherous right now.
I don't wanna be completely tone deaf, but I do need to like, I think it's important that we acknowledge that this I don't know what to say about all of it, like, a lot of people don't, but this is, like, an extremely tense and scary time in our country, and, like, I don't wanna ignore that and be like, "We're not." I probably, like a lot of people, haven't I don't know how to say and address it any louder or better than other people do, but just that I think from the standpoint of the show is, like, Rebecca and I have always worked really hard to make sure that we feel like our voices are heard correctly and that our I feel really good that our audience understands that like HYDC is a place of like love and acceptance and fortitude for people and that we want our world to be a safe space for everybody.
Yeah.
But what's happening across the country and in Minneapolis is horrifying, and globally there are some horrifying things, and it's just been a really weird place to come in where we're excited to celebrate growth and change in our lives and making our lives better while also still knowing that other people don't get that decision to do that right now. So it's a a weird place to be, and I
Yeah, and
don't
then it
know.
just gets like, I don't wanna be virtue signaling because someone's telling me how to post on my dumb
Yeah.
Instagram, like, who cares what
And
my
also and then,
Instagram is?
yeah, like, I know that there's this, like, nature where I don't know.
Everyone turns on each other, and it's like, God,
And I've
I just have, like,
never
been off of it. I just can't even go on there.
I know, and it's hard because neither one of us are the type of people to completely ignore something, but I think mental health gets impacted when you get too deep in it, and also it will stop me, like, the other reality of this is I, like so many other people, still have to go to work every day. And I still have to show up for my family. And I still have to show up for my loved ones every day. And there are so many people who are in that same exact position of, I don't know what I can do or say. And we're in a place where like
Well, there's things
our
we
work
can
isn't.
do, but I don't see how posting on a cute
Yeah,
or
like me.
terrible video on Instagram is checking a box. I just don't.
I
This
don't want
is
it to
not
feel
criticizing.
performative.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
if that feels right to you, then absolutely do it. So I don't know. It's just a weird. It happens every time this terrible cycle rears its
And
head, and it increasing speeds. So it's just like, God,
and we're
how do
like
we run a business?
and we're real like I have zero media training. And then sometimes you're like, I don't know how to enter the discussion. And I find myself there a lot lately
Yeah,
of like,
same.
I don't know where to start because the internet has turned into a place where nuance and like conditional things are very hard for people. Like,
Yeah,
yes,
I'm
like,
not worried about being attacked by MAGA or anything like that. I'm
yeah,
worried about being attacked by the left, which
it's,
is
yeah, it's
really
literally like me
weird.
saying, but you forgot to mention, and you're like,
Yeah, like you
there's
didn't do
100
it
things
right.
I want to mention 100 things right now. And we do have a platform and we do have a voice. And that still doesn't mean that if you have it, it doesn't mean that you know how to express yourself. And I would say that that's probably like the biggest part for me is just, damn, like we can't attack those who are trying to make progress and have these conversations. And just because they're not having them publicly on their Instagram doesn't mean that it's not a topic of conversation that shows up in my household with my close friends.
Totally.
We were on our retreat talking about some of this with different people. Like the discussions are being had. And I think that's my most valuable thing right now is like just saying to the hotties, have a conversation with the people who are around you who are important and make sure that you're doing that there. But I don't know that we all have a responsibility or an ability to just like jump on our social media and start these conversations. Like it's a hard and scary place to be, and we should say things. I just I don't want to personally feel like I'm pressed into
Yeah,
saying something that I don't know everything. So my takeaway from a lot of this is continue to have discussion in ways that feel authentic and important to all of you. And, if we can provide an angle or a thought that helps as you guys are thinking about your businesses or you want to talk in our hottie hangouts about things, like there's a place where we can like really have discussions with each other,
totally.
So damn, what a big year ahead.
It's only January.
We should say, you guys, we have some new exciting lineups on guests, and we're really bringing like kind of a different face to stuff this year. So stay tuned for the journey, but also let us know as you're seeing and hearing new things, what you like, what you want to hear more of. If there's stuff you wish we had added into a discussion, we'll be turning episodes around usually on like a week. So that means that you guys
Yeah,
are going to
definitely
get
more topical.
you're going to get fresher takes on things and fresher lead up. And if we hear from you and there's like a chance for us to say an editor's note on something because we found out something new, like it will, instead of being like 6 weeks out or more, sometimes we're going to be much faster we could get more things turned around faster and have more timely discussions. So I think that's going to be fun for both of us.
For sure. Okay, well, thank you, hotties, for listening, and
Until next time.
stay hot, designers.
Thanks for listening to the Hot Young Designers Club podcast.
For more on what we talked about today, check out the show notes.
Your support helps us grow, so share with your design besties.
And subscribe and leave a review on Apple Podcasts.
Our conversations continue on Instagram.
And be sure to download our monthly resources on our website and our Patreon.